Welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. That over there is Cash Krause, and this is our Foreign Film Fridays. And today, Cash, what do we review?
Very exciting day. It's
Yes, it
almost a part 2 of our part 1 previous Foreign Film Friday.
It should almost be a celebration.
It's a sequel.
Yeah.
It's a sequel for sure.
It
But
is a
we are doing part 2 of Gangs of Wasseypur.
And I got to tell you,
The finale.
And if you thought Gangs of Wasseypur Part 1 was good, just hold your britches.
If you thought that this family could get any fucking crazier, it turns out the deeper you go, the crazier these fucking kids get.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's insane. I don't know what they're doing over there.
It is something in the blood.
Yeah,
I'm
old
telling
Grandpa Khan, whatever the first guy, he was the most sane one, and he was absolutely insane.
He was
robbing
wild.
trains, beating up the muscle man. But man, if he could just live to see his grandkids,
I think he'd be proud.
I think he would be
He'd
too.
be very proud, man.
In a really fucked up way, I think he'd be like, "Yeah, this is cool. This is fucking cool." But yeah, it was. I didn't think everyone was saying, "Oh, part 2 is better than part 1."
And I was like, how?
Yeah, exactly.
How's that possible?
I guess it's like Godfather Part 2. Somehow they managed to one-up it.
Yep.
But yeah, like you were saying earlier, it introduces you to so many characters, but it somehow remains fresh.
Yeah, every time.
Each character is feels like a completely new different person. And you're thinking after a while, oh my God, dude, they're introducing so many family members. At one point, it might get tedious or boring. Not the case. They're all just crazier than the last.
Yeah. And the writing for each character is just, it's so well done where you feel for every single character. And like
I'd say every character but one, in my opinion.
Which one?
Danish.
Oh, Danish, yeah. The eldest boy?
Or is it not Danish? Maybe it's the other one I'm thinking
Probably
of.
Definite.
It's definite.
Yes, it's definite.
That one you don't give a fuck about because
the bastard child.
Oh my God, dude, he's the Jeffrey Dahmer of this family.
Absolutely, he's an asshole.
Because remember when he's introduced, she's like, "What, have you been killing cats all day?" This guy is he's a psychopath. He's legitimate. I mean, the other family members are crazy.
Yeah,
but this guy's a psychopath. Right. He's deranged.
And this Definite's Durga's child.
Yes,
the
absolutely.
one from the mistress.
And you know where Definite gets the crazy from. Because Durga was the fucking puppet master the entire time. But yeah, good, man. Super, super good. Definite.
You know what? I got to say, from part 1, because we did not watch these both. We ended up watching it this week, and that's why we're doing a review now on part 2. But I was right on Faisal.
Yes, you were.
I was. I said he was going to come into play, and I really thought.
Yeah,
because the stoner, the one that no one has any interest in, and you're thinking, oh, this guy's never going to live up to anything. He's the one who stepped up, and he stepped up.
Oh, yeah, I figured. He was cold and calculating, you know,
exactly.
Why everyone was a hothead. He was the one kind of, but...
when he had a traumatizing...
He ends up being a hothead.
Oh, for sure.
He ends up being exactly.
And those were some of my favorite
But it's
scenes.
good character development, because at the start, you know, he's real timid. Mm-hmm. He always was cold-blooded. That's what runs in the family.
Absolutely.
Just cold-blooded as hell. They don't care about killing anyone. Yeah. And no matter, even if you're Fazal, the little weak, wounded one that never grew past 3 feet 2 inches, he's still a cold-blooded bastard.
Yes, he is.
But, yeah, I mean, he definitely had, but not really the main character in the second one. I mean, I don't know who the main character in any of them.
I would say probably Faisal was.
I would say Fazal or Definite.
Yeah, Definite becomes a big. I would say
if there was a part 3,
part of the film.
If there was a part 3, it would all be Definite. But it would just keep going. Yeah,
it would definitely be Definite.
It'd definitely be Definite for sure. But
I love that. I love that scene too when they're like, "What is Definite?"
Yeah.
No, his name. What is
his
Definite?
name is actually Definite. Yeah. I didn't know that either. And what's the other kid's name? That's
Perpendicular.
Yeah. That's a really weird name too.
You know what? Sardar did not do a good job naming his children. He just said, "You know what? I'll just name it whatever I feel like."
But something I like about this film, and something that we constantly go back and forth, but similar to Martin Scorsese, it's a gangster film that shows like what it costs to be a gangster.
Yep.
It doesn't like doesn't highlight or over embellish
or glorify
exactly
it
like Godfather did or something like that. It's much more Scorsesean, where it's like, oh my God, these guys live an awesome life, but at a great fucking cost for sure. Because I mean, they're family. You got family members dying every day.
Yeah, it's just
and you got family members killing family members every day too.
And people double crossing you,
Yeah.
and you can't trust
And
anyone.
people
not even your own
marrying
family.
other families, so it gets real complicated.
Super
Now you have the
complicated.
Sultan, and he's always fucking trying to kill you.
Everyone's making
even though he's related
truces.
to you now. Yeah, crazy. But I like how they do that. Is how towards the end you're thinking, fuck, I don't want to live like this. I mean, it's cool, but it's
not worth
you
it.
burn hot for a very short amount of time.
And your life expectancy, you're lucky to hit 30.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, it opens up with the gunshot battle of Sadar Khan. You know, we already saw that.
Yep. And the Sultan obviously led that attack. Shot him, but they caught one guy on the motorcycle.
They did,
one
and
of
they
the
beat the
assassins.
shit out of that guy. Man, do you not want to be the guy left off the fucking motorcycle?
But then Danish comes in,
hot,
and then he just
Danish is the oldest son.
The oldest son, yeah.
And he's
and he shoots him in front of everyone,
He's a
blatant
big
as
come up,
day,
yeah.
even in front of the cops. And then he goes, "I will avenge everyone. I
It
will
was an
avenge my
awesome
father."
scene, yeah.
It was awesome.
because remember the cops can't do anything.
No,
Remember, they're like, if he murdered, give me the body or whatever. Because remember, they're going to take the body, and he's pointing the gun at the cops and everything. It just, it feels just like a gangster film, where
does.
the cops have zero power at all.
no.
They're there for nothing. I mean, just under the payroll. But yeah, he kills that guy immediately. Doesn't get much answers from him.
No, he doesn't.
But,
he tried for about 20 seconds, got rather impatient, and just put a few rounds at him for good measure.
Oh yeah, and not long after that, Danish gone again,
Out of the picture. Well, because Sultan knows at this point he's in big trouble, and he knows Danish is coming after him.
Yep.
So what does he do? He plots and devises an assassination right outside.
Well, Danish something weird. He turns himself in to the police
Yes,
for stealing wood. I guess because I think maybe he thought that was going to protect him or something like that.
probably.
Not the case because
No,
they
it
just
wasn't.
shot him. They
Right
just waited
outside
for
of
him to
it.
come out. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, he gets killed. And again, that's something that that this film does well. Is every time you think it's a main character, they're gone.
Yep.
And I love that.
And this
Keeps you guessing.
This was a big part too because it's revealed like Danish tells Faisal that his friend Fazlou,
Which we kind of knew.
well, we kind of knew already, yeah, definitely, but got him stoned and then betrayed him.
Yeah.
And gave the information of where his father was going
Yes.
that day without
Should
security.
we just talk about the Fazlou scene?
Yes.
Let's dive right into it. Maybe
Holy shit.
my favorite beheading of any movie.
Absolutely.
I've seen a lot of them. I've seen a
As
lot
have
of them.
I. Yeah.
And this might be my favorite. The shot of him just whacking because it's just like one light, like a spotlight, and you just see the blood spray
everywhere.
single
The body's
time.
twitching
Yeah.
out.
And it's like a 5-minute scene. It takes a long time. And he's just
That's
cutting
what
with
I-
like a butter knife.
But that's what I actually appreciate about that is that they took the time because you don't just behead someone with a knife in like 2 seconds.
No, it's very difficult.
I mean, that took
You got to cut through all
the
kind
spine
of
and
spinal
everything.
cord.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
a
difficult to
lot.
get through. Yeah.
I mean, I never have done such a thing.
No, but I hear
it's
it's a
real
very difficult
Yeah.
job.
But man, that scene was really, really good. I loved how he flipped the body down the
Yeah.
the side and then lifted the head, and you could see the head in the light too.
Yep.
It
And then he
just
hung
looked
the head
awesome.
up, and you knew that's
Well, he knocked on the front door of his, I'm assuming his mother, right?
yeah.
And she opens the door and just collapses.
Yep. Because they're all like, Fazale, what the fuck are you doing? Are you going to do something? And he's just getting stoned and high and fucking.
But he's calculated. That's one
well,
thing.
Well, you knew it was just like a ticking time bomb.
Yes.
Like you knew he was gonna just go off.
But
one
he
day.
was also waiting for the right moment because it was his friend who won that small election.
I don't even know what the election was. I don't think
But
it even tells you.
It's to send a fucking message, and that's what he did. The day he won the election, he beheads him. That's a cold, calculated move, and I really became a real fan of Faisal.
Well, yeah, and he had to get him because they're like, they're smacking him around. They're like, he killed your brother and your dad, which you got to know with Fazale, he didn't give a fuck about his brother or his dad. He didn't like either of them.
No.
He really didn't like his dad.
Of course not.
So, I mean, which, like you said, I think he was just waiting for the best moment for him.
Yes.
Because, man, that's his, that's like his home run day. That sends him to the major leagues. And just like that, he's like ahead of everything.
Absolutely.
Still getting high as hell. Now no one's got a problem. Now that he's in charge, no one has a problem that he's
He's
high.
getting high every
Before that, they were smacking around saying all you do is get high.
Except that one guy, they're all sitting out there, and he's smoking his pipe, and he's laying into Faisal, and he just pulls out the gun, shoots the guy a few times, says,
Yep.
shut the hell up. I love the development of this character. It was so awesome.
Yeah,
to see his transition.
He goes 0 to 100.
From a stoner to just a cold, calculated killer.
To still a stoner.
Oh, he's still stoning, man. He's smoking
Which
every
is something
day.
I appreciate about him is he's never gave that up.
He's
No
got
matter
his
how
roots
high
in.
he comes, I mean, true to it. He said that never affected me in the first place, so I'm going to show you that it's not going to affect me now.
He's like, I can still get the job done and smoke my weed every day.
Absolutely. But I love the transition through time. This one goes, the part 2 just goes through 1990 to 2005.
4 or 5.
2005.
Yeah, 2005, all the way to 5. Yeah.
But the other one went from 1940 to 1990.
Yeah.
I like that this one, even though it doesn't, in the first one, it didn't seem like it changed that much because, time and things weren't changing that fast. But from 1990 to 2005, things changed real quick. And you get that when he gets the beeper. Remember that? When they show him the beeper, he's like, what is that?
He's got the pager. Yeah.
He's like, people can send it to you. He's like, who sends it to you? He goes, anyone. He goes, where do you send it from? He goes, anywhere. And it changes the goddamn.
Oh,
remember, he's walking the next day.
That slow-mo. He's like,
He's fuck. Oh,
I
who's
got that
beeping me?
pager.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Those were big,
Those
man.
things were cool back in the day.
Those were big.
They really were.
Those
a big
were
deal.
big for a few years. Actually, hospitals still use them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because beepers use a different signal than phones. So if the power goes out or anything, you can still use. That's why hospitals use them. So yeah,
good for something.
Someone's still making money off the beeper game. I don't know.
So that guy's like, yeah, I'm so glad I created this. Yeah. My life is set.
I'm sure he's doing a lot worse than he was post 80s.
Right.
He's probably making 4 sales a month. But yeah, the beeper changes everything.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And then after this beheading, it really becomes clear that Faisal is the new king of Wasseypur.
It is, and again, just like the first one, this one is funny. There's comedy throughout the entire thing. I love the scene when he's walking past the guy and he's smoking a cigarette. And he takes the cigarette from his mouth and starts smoking it and just flips it off. And the guy's just sitting there going, what the fuck?
But at the same time, what are you
You're not
going to
fuck with him. Exactly. Because at that moment, he's the guy now.
Yeah.
He's the Godfather. I think they might even call him that at one point.
There was one of my favorite scenes too, and it was right in the beginning of the film when Sardar was killed. His son, I believe it was Danish, that they were like, hey, your dad's been shot. And I might be wrong with that, but he was like, your dad's been shot. And he runs out, and then he's like, oh, shit. And he comes back, grabs his shoes, and then leaves again.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm like, just the comedic timing of that. And the two guys took their sandals off to go in.
Well, that's perpendicular.
Yes,
that's perpendicular and tangent. And we got to talk about him because remember, he was born just a badass.
Yes.
Remember, he just goes around robbing places, just all right, I'm going to take that, going to take that. And just because his dad, because they know.
Who's going to mess with his
dad?
No one wants to deal with that.
But yeah, perpendicular and tangent, just two
Bastards.
badass 13-year-olds running robbing places.
Oh, it would be
They're so young too.
It would be the most frustrating thing as a shop owner, though, to deal with kids
remember,
like that.
It was hilarious. Remember, the shop owner goes to the house the next day. He's like, "Yeah, I think you took my keys when you stole everything." His mom's sitting right there, and he just goes and gets the keys, but he fucking keeps everything else.
Of course he does.
It's
and he's
good
like,
times,
the kid
man.
just makes a mistake sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a mistake.
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone fucking, if you're...
Well, it ended up biting him in the ass in the end because the shop owners hired Sultan to kill him.
Yes.
And that he did.
And a great death, the
Yes.
pipe beating. Man, that was brutal.
At the railway.
Train station.
Yeah,
Him and Tangent go to see the latest Bollywood film. You know,
have
everyone's
to.
out.
Of
Everyone's
course.
out. It's a big, they're going crazy at that theater.
yeah.
They're going nuts. But yeah, because man, the movie was so good. The guy was like, I'm coming back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the guy was like,
Gets in his
whatever.
face,
He's like, it's a
okay.
movie
Yeah.
theater. He's like, I'll be back. And remember, he gets right in his face.
He does. Like he's going to kill him. I'm like,
Perpendicular
relax
does,
now. But Tangent got away. Not so much for perpendicular. He gets a nice...
Tangent kicked rocks fast.
He did.
A good friend.
But you know what? They
good friend
set that
sees
up
trouble.
perfect in the narration of that. Because the first time we were introduced to Tangent and Perpendicular, they said that he was always the first to run away from when danger struck.
And Perpendicular, as soon as he sees Perpendicular, goes, run, tell Dad Sultan's trying to kill me. Yeah. So he sent him off. It wasn't
Well, he
like...
did,
it wasn't like Tangent just fucking was like, out of here.
Yeah.
Because Tangent would probably get killed for bailing on him anyway. So, I mean, it's a lose-lose for that guy.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he did. And it's another brutal scene. Another con gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another con gone.
You like that?
That's great.
You like that?
You should copyright that. Absolutely.
I'm thinking about it. Although I didn't write the movie, so
That is
I
true,
could.
so I don't know if you can.
But yeah, and But it's a good scene because it's pretty dramatic. Remember, they go and grab him, and they go and they pick the
And then
body
that's when
up.
the police officers show up and arrest Faisal because of the phone call.
Yeah, a weird phone call that I thought gives zero evidence of anything.
Of any crimes
He's
at
like,
because of the
yeah,
illegal
I
iron
want
trade.
my money. He's like, what money? He's like, the money you owe me. And the cop was like, all right, that's all we got.
That's all we need. Let's arrest him. It's
him.
like, what? Yeah, Shamshad, that shady motherfucker.
And he goes to jail.
He goes to jail for that. Absolutely.
For a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they don't like that.
No.
They don't like it one bit.
Not at all.
But I mean, I guess he can't just walk out of jail because he does his time for a while. And remember, this is another really funny scene, is a scene with Definite.
Well, and I should bring up why, the context of why Shamshad did that is because Faisal eventually found out that he was taking more profits than he was supposed to with that iron. Remember that? And he got scared, and that's why he flipped on him and went to the police.
Well, yeah,
protection.
we knew immediately because remember he was saying right at the start he was going to rip him off. And he's like, yeah, they sold for that, and I'm going to make him sell for this or whatever. Yeah, and they knew that he was ripping him off immediately. But yeah, and then he just tries to rat him out to the cops.
Yep,
it's a bitch move.
Bitch move.
But that
For
guy,
a gangster,
that guy ends up getting it and then with a grenade.
He does, and he loses his leg and then gets shot many times in the hospital bed. So,
but absolutely, he gets the worst
what
of
he
it.
deserved.
But yeah, and then that's when we're kind of introduced to Definite. And Definite, we know he's a different kind of badass where he just likes killing things.
He likes killing, and he has no allegiance. He has no loyalty to anyone.
No.
He is his own person. He wants to run Wasseypur, and it's very clear and apparent to me that he has no feelings for anyone. But I actually love this character.
Oh yeah, it definitely set him up to be like, this guy is 100% again just like a serial killer.
Yes,
like I mean he's born for it, and maybe it's like the evolution of like family member after family member being killer and killer, and it's just like passed down through your genes or something.
Yeah, and it's the escalation of the family tree.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was the whole time.
And by that time, the kids are just like they're just somehow in their genes they can kill anyone. Yeah, it's very cool to think about. I mean, not cool to think about that, but we get that he's a psychopath in that motorcycle scene.
Yes,
the dumbest jump. It's not even a jump. The guy just drives a motorcycle right off a cliff.
I know.
He's like, yeah, you're gonna do it, man. And remember
when
they
he
set
lied
up
to him too. Yeah,
he's like, I'll go first. He's like, I'll go first. And then he set him up, but yeah, and that was his cousin.
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
I remember they slapped the shit out of him for that.
Did.
Again, a lot of good slaps in this.
Great slaps. I love it.
When you get slapped in this, man, it's like.
Have you ever seen, a side note, have you ever seen those Russian slap competitions?
Oh, absolutely.
Why do they not have those in India?
Oh my God.
It would be, dude. If India had that, that'd be like I would pay pay-per-view to watch those slap fights.
Oh, well, I don't even know. I would like to see the top Indian guy go against the top Russian guy. Because things about Russians is they can take the beating.
Well, how about Ajay Devine himself, Singham? How about him versus any Russian? He'll win.
The difference with the Indian slap and the Russian slap and the Singham slap is the Singham slap right on top of your head.
Right, and you have to have the tiger.
Your skull. So it crushes your skull.
Good
kills
point.
you instantly.
Yeah, you don't want to have him up there. He will kill you.
He will kill you instantly. Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. And so, what's another good scene after the pipe beating scene? After Definite or not Definite, but Perpendicular dies.
I really like the development of JP, which is Ramadir Singh's son, because Ramadir never gave his son any credit for anything, and you could see it was eating away at JP nonstop all the time.
We always knew he was a little.
Well, he was a little weasel,
pussy.
Yeah, he was absolutely. But his father never gave him anything.
Oh yeah, well, his dad knew too.
Yeah, his dad absolutely knew. He was a softie. He's a softie.
It's bad if even your dad knows that this guy can't do anything, and he didn't do anything the entire time. You know, he's like that kind of Sunny character or whatever, where he's going around or whatever, and he's getting other people to do
his dirty work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course. He
was always in the Sultan's ear or whatever and telling him every time. But let's get to the grenade attack. We got to talk about that now because that's another fucking awesome scene where Definite's taking matters in his own hands.
Yes, he is.
Because Faisal is in jail now.
Faisal is in jail,
and Definite's like, yeah, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna kill the guy who who hurt my family. I guess now he cares about his family. I don't know. You really can't predict this kid.
You can't. He's up and down, willy-nilly.
But it's super easy. You know, he just finds out where they're hanging out, pop a grenade in there, head out.
Yeah. Well, I love.
Well, it's a chase scene. There is a chase scene.
Yes, there is. But the dialogue is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I have the same thing terrorists do. And then they go, oh, fuck.
Yep.
They all leave, and he drops the grenade and runs. And you're just like, oh, my God.
And the soul in it is sitting there. He's with them.
Yes.
And he doesn't get blown up, but he'd immediately... Well, first they take chase. And it's a cool chase, you know. It's not fancy or whatever. It's not jumping off roofs or anything like that. It's a very realistic, grounded chase. But it's still very tense.
Absolutely.
It's just a lot of back and forth. Like, he stops, then he starts running again, then he hides out, then he stops. Remember, he's just, like, chasing with him on, like, on his foot first. Yeah.
And I watched this with my girlfriend, and this chase scene was interesting. She said something so perfect. She goes, this is a little goofy. She goes, but so realistic.
Yeah, it's grounded. Like, that's how a chase scene would work.
That's how a chase scene would work.
It's not James Bond.
It's not perfect.
It's not like as soon as you get chased, you immediately find yourself on rooftops.
No,
and you're like, what the fuck?
And
you
like
gotta start
jumping off and doing all these cool shit. Like, it was so grounded and realistic, this chase scene. And I appreciated it. At no time did this film ever take me out of the story.
No.
Like, I really wish we could have Gangs of Wasseypur. I wish this was like a giant series where we could get like another 2 or 3 movies, because it's just it's so good. Everything about it just kicks so much ass.
But it's funny because he ends up, during the chase scene, remember, he jumps on a train, and it's all soldiers. It's the army, and they arrest him immediately. And then he winds up in jail with his uncle or whatever, yeah.
I love how he gets on the train, too, after a while, and he flips them off, and then he turns around, and all the army guys are pointing their guns, and he's like, okay.
Some guy just comes up and grabs him and pushes him on the ground. Yeah,
but see, again...
It's really funny, yeah.
Exactly. It's funny. It has that just impeccably good balance where there's so much gore and violence and killing, but then it's balanced with these comedic moments that can actually really do happen.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely, yeah.
In some weird way, lighten the mood, too. I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, real life is funny, you know, even if it's tragic, there's always, I mean, just funny things always just happen naturally, and that's what this feels like a lot. But yeah, so he winds up in jail with his uncle. You know, that plan kind of didn't work out because the Sultan member goes to his house and shoots
his sister.
His sister immediately straight and she lives.
I know, she was in a coma. You know, she lived.
And the hospital I'm pretty sure they went to, they ended up getting shot up a lot later, so I don't know how well. But man, can that woman take a bullet. Well, Batman-esque style, straight to the dome. I thought, man, I don't even know why they added that. There's no way she's going to live any kind of life after
that. No way. I did love that scene though, because it was so well acted and shot, where she pops her head out of the corner, comes out, and she's like, "Oh, it's so good to see you." She has no idea what's going on.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Sultan, you can see
because they're related.
Yeah,
remember, they're family, they're in-laws at this point.
And he hesitates at one point, and then he just goes, "Fuck it," and he aims a gun and just shoots her in the head. And I'm like, oh my God, shit just got real here.
Well, you know, at this point, well, yeah, and at this point, the war against all 3 families, you know, Khan, Sultan, and
Ramadir Singh.
Ramadir Singh, exactly. It's escalated. It's at its boiling point for sure, and it's about to just tip over for sure.
And it does.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And everyone's double-crossing everyone. And the story, too.
And you never know. The entire time, you never know. I mean, you thinking the whole time, definite. Anytime could just turn around and pop Fazale in the head.
That's
the entire time you're thinking it.
And I love that scene too when they're chasing oh gosh, what's his name? Gosh darn it.
Which one?
At the very end. Iqulaq? The guy who speaks really good English, who interestingly enough was the son of the guy who raped the girl back in 1985 in the first film.
Yeah.
That they made him divorce his first wife.
Yeah.
And that was his that was her
child.
Well,
man, he never got over it.
He never got over it.
Because he ends up you're talking about that's the double crossing.
And that scene when they're in the brick wall.
And he tries to shoot him these fucking guns, dude. They're better than the flintlocks in the first one, but just barely, man. Those things are jamming constantly, just 9mm.
But as you said before earlier, like, you never knew when Definite was going to take that shot on Fazal, and then I really thought it was going to be there, and that was a good misdirection that they did, because at that point I go, oh, the Iqulaq, like the guy's dead, the guy who speaks really English is dead, so now it's a perfect time for Definite, and he didn't, and I was like, hold on, maybe he is on the brothers' team because they were.
I know
they were planning and planning too, like to take out Ramadir Singh.
Well, and you knew that Definite was he was somehow involved
intertwined with JP.
With JP,
yes.
So that was the whole thing too. Is like you knew because remember JP releases him from jail,
right? And he says we need Fazul to kill my father first.
Yes,
yeah.
And the whole thing was he wanted his own family to kill Fazil. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Yep. It doesn't really work out that way for old JP Singh, unfortunately.
It does work out good for him though.
For JP. Oh, I guess for JP, yeah.
For JP,
I'm thinking of his dad.
No, Ramadir Singh.
Ramadir Singh.
Yeah, Ramadir does
not.
not.
Yeah, you never really find out what happened to JP.
Well, him and Definite rule.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm thinking it's just Definite at this point.
Yeah.
I can't imagine him keeping JP around
keeping him
for
around.
any use.
Oh, gosh.
But,
well, not of Wasseypur.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
But I love you gotta have a corrupted, if you have a mafia movie, you gotta have a corrupted election at some point. You gotta
throw that in there. Yeah. It is so worth it.
If they're not buying an election, it's not a mafia movie. And they do it real old school, where they just pretty much make a ruckus around town and burn all the ballot boxes.
Well,
it's
that
simple.
was all part of Faizel's plan anyway. He didn't want to win the election. That's why he sent Definite out to disrupt it.
Yeah.
So that he wouldn't win. That was just all part of the ploy that they had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they were, and I like that too. It was clever, get the pollster, whatever that guy's name is, the elector official. Remember, one guy would run up, like, they shot me over on 5th Street, and the guy would run over there. Then another guy would come up. I was like, no, well, 22nd. They would keep running.
Again, the comedic,
it was,
and just the way that they were able to orchestrate that, because they had to go to 14. I believe it was 14 different,
14 or 15 different polling stations.
Booths,
and they were just going around the streets causing riots.
They were. They were.
It was a wild plan. It was a wild
really
plan.
Wild.
But sometimes it's what you got to do,
You do.
You got to get wild, for sure. But, yeah. And that's when Fazil is almost killed. That's when they kind of win, because it was like a double cross, because remember they were going to kill that guy who double-crossed him. They knew he was going to double-cross him. So they had Definite wait out in that little hut to shoot him. He shot the wrong guy.
He's like, what? They were wearing the same shirts.
Yeah, and that's when you definitely think, oh, fuck, because he shot the one guy that was loyal to him. And that guy is loyal as hell.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't go to the hospital. Later on, he still has the bullet wound.
Right, and he's in the ambulance.
He can barely
and he's
move.
just
He can
shooting
barely move.
everything. He says, I don't give a fuck. I'm dying for this man. That is a loyal
That is very
man
loyal.
to the very end.
That guy must have
that
did
means
something very good for you. Yeah.
Yes.
He must have showed you a pretty good life for you to willing to throw it away like
because
that.
I got to be honest with you, when Fazul was in the hospital, just unloading.
Well, let's just talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about the final scene.
I loved it. It's so gangster.
I was thinking, how are they going to do this? How is this going to be? How are you going to have the coolest scene at the very end? Is it going to be possible? Because there's been so many cool scenes prior. How are you going to one up?
Build up.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, there's no way. What the fuck is he going to do? Had no idea this was what he's going to do. But yeah, he pretty much just tells everyone to get to the hospital, and he tells everyone, don't shoot one bullet. Which this is the equivalent of calling in the outfield with bases loaded. It's calling. It's like, come on, guys, I'm striking them out. No problem. No fucking
Just sit in the dugout.
Yeah, exactly. Don't come out. Don't do anything. Bases loaded. This guy's done. Fucking done. Game 7, World Series, whatever. It's insane. And Definite makes a mistake. He shoots
That's what
one
I was
bullet.
going to say. And
what do you think he gets?
Slaps him.
Yeah,
but it was funny too because Definite was like, "Oh yeah, sorry."
He's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot what we were doing." It's like that guy almost killed you. I protected you. I saved your life, right? Nope. You get a quick slap for that one. Definite. Remember the goddamn rules. But yeah, he goes to. He shoots up a hospital, which isn't fucking nuts. I mean, insane. You're crazy. But he brings 30 guns.
He does.
Which I love that they didn't show that to the very end, and you didn't know until the very end. Like, oh fuck, he never expected to really get out of this.
No, he didn't.
He brought those guns to be a fucking war
to be in a firefight with the police and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He didn't plan on getting out.
But such an awesome shootout.
It was a
so realistic.
Shootout.
It seemed so unchoreographed. It just seemed almost completely random,
like chaos.
Exactly. Loved the squib work. Oh my god, dude! It was just so.
It was great.
It was really fucking good. But yeah, he ends up shooting everyone in the hospital because they're protecting Ramadir Singh, and they're protecting the other guy with no leg.
Shamshan.
The guy that was head of the iron works or whatever.
Yeah, the Shamshad. Yep.
So he shoots him. Awesome kill. Puts the gun in his chest.
And just doof, 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 doof. And you see the blood squirting out on the other side.
Yep.
And God,
you think, man, you can't one up that. You're like, there's no way that's not a
No.
cooler kill.
No,
There's no way there's gonna be a cooler kill than that.
And I love that too because he just looked at him like he knew he was going to die.
Oh yeah.
And he just puts it right there, just nice and easy.
Yep.
Just looks him dead in the eye, just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
And then he finds Ramadir Singh. And he's luckily in the shitter already because I'm sure he dropped a fucking deuce when he saw Fazil walk in. Because he's got a gun, but, you know, there's no point, really. You could kill him, and then they're just going to kill you anyways. Yeah. And at that point, I'm sure Ramadir Singh is fucking... He doesn't look it because, you know, whatever... I guess makeup-wise, but that guy's had to have been 80-something at that point.
At that point, yeah. I mean,
you saw him in 1940, and he looked like he was 30 in 1940.
Yeah.
So unless this guy's 120, he just looks really fucking good. But he had to have been really old at this point.
Oh, definitely.
Like 90s or something.
Well, and he brags about it throughout the whole film, how he's gone through 3 generations of the Khan family.
Yeah. A
And
long
has
time. This
defeated
guy's
them.
fucking... But he looks great. Again,
he
looks
looks
amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah. But he gets a good death as well. He gets the fucking... He gets the Inglourious Bastards Hitler treatment.
He does. And man, Fazul
Where it's still comedic. Him just... Remember the guy running in with guns?
Yep.
Like tripping over himself like a Three Stooges bit or something. And he's like running the guns up and Fazul's just taking one gun, shooting him, throws that gun. Instead of just reloading. Which is, you could do it. It's all the same guns. You could just reload.
You could.
He's shooting
But
one
you know,
gun.
who has time to reload?
You really don't.
You don't.
You don't.
You know,
But,
you're kind of on a time crunch. You got the police up your ass outside.
But he puts in, but I mean, you got the Brothers Grimm down there. They're lifers.
Dude, yeah,
So
just
then,
shooting out of the ambulance.
You got
like a
time,
badass,
trust me.
yeah.
But he puts in what 100,
At least 100 rounds. Yeah, in the Ramadir.
and
for
like
sure.
different guns, so the bullets look different. It looks really good.
It does.
I mean,
And as you said earlier, the squib work was awesome
Yeah.
in this. Like the blood squirting out of the white, it just looked really, really well.
But man, does he get fucking railed with bullets?
I would say, safe to say, he's not making a full recovery on that one, folks. He's definitely dead on sight.
But it's cool because again, Fazil, he was the only one who ever shot. So I mean, he could be the only one that really would ever got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, those guys went there, but they didn't kill anyone. I'm guessing that's kind of what he knew.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work out for him.
No, it doesn't.
Cops come, they arrest him. He's happy as hell though. Again, it was.
I know you could kind of see a slight smile on his face.
Oh, it was
the whole
great,
time.
and the cinematography was fucking amazing
Phenomenal.
throughout the entire thing. But this last scene, especially, man, when he's just happy as hell. You know, he's got a pile of guns around him that are all empty because he put every bullet in India in this one man. This guy was more lead than he was human at that point.
For sure.
He probably weighed 300 pounds, considering all the bullets. In him.
All the bullets that were in him.
My
And,
God,
a case of bullets are pretty heavy, man.
they're
so
not.
added a
So
few
that guy
pounds.
was weighing. They probably took 9 guys to carry his ass out of there. But that's technically how it ends. Will we get a little?
Well, at the end, yeah, Fazil, and you know Definite's in the car too.
Yep.
And they pull up to this place. You can see people kind of faintly. It's a little blurry. You don't really know who they are. And you see Fazil just staring out of the window, just happy, content.
Well, it's this kind of thing where it's like he's done now.
Yes.
I think, you know, he
His
doesn't
story arc
say,
is
but
over.
for you, well, that, and you know, he's satisfied as a person now.
Well, that was his
He
one
rolls
calling.
he rolls Wasseypur now.
One
He
scene,
did what his dad never thought he could.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the one scene that really stood out to me was when he was crying with his wife up there, and he said, "I didn't want any of this."
We barely never we didn't even mention his wife, who is a badass in her own
She
right.
is
She's
badass.
fucking. As
And
far
the
as
way
as
she
far as the
reeled him
wives
in,
go,
so
she's the
good.
best wife for sure.
She's the best
Well,
wife ever.
just how she became immediately gangster as soon as she got married, man. She just got gangster.
Well, she wanted that life. She was just playing
Oh,
hard to
yeah.
get
Oh,
to begin with. Because remember when
she was probably better at it than Fazil
Oh,
was.
probably,
I mean,
yeah. In some regard. But remember when he came over to be introduced to the family, she looks down from the balcony and just looks at him sternly, and then she goes over and she's dancing like, yeah, he's over here.
She was
she
perfect.
knew what was going to happen.
She was perfect for it, yeah. But she
It's a good story,
did a great job. But yeah, last scene is Fazil getting shot. We don't see who, off camera. Someone shoots him. But right at the very moment, at the very end, I love this shot. You see fucking Definite Wi-Fi Just strolling, man, having
like
a
he just had
great
an
walk.
afternoon, like coffee, no big deal.
Well, you see, he's not in cuffs or anything, so obviously it was
planned the whole time.
entire
Because
time.
JP told him
Exactly,
that the officials are not going to do anything to you. The police aren't going to do anything.
They just
to you.
got
This
him
is
out of
all
the car,
staged.
which was cool. Even this small dude, they're like, "You want tea?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll take tea," just to get him out of the car so he doesn't get shot.
And I love the end scene too. After that, after we see Fazel die, obviously it goes to 4 years later. In Mosina, which is his
Yep,
in Asir.
and the cousin.
Yep.
Only
I know.
one cousin lived,
Only one,
unfortunately.
yep.
The funniest looking one. Every time he came on, I laughed. He
When
did.
the other-
He unfortunately did not live.
The other cousin died with the mother.
Yeah, he got ambushed or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
But they moved to Mumbai, and Fazel's young son Faraz, definite now rules Wasseypur. Nasir describes that Wasseypur was not affected at all by Ramadir and Fazel dying, and that it moved on just as normal. And now that definite runs.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, but a
it's
real
still a
come up
battlefield.
story,
Yeah.
a real come up story for. Oh yeah, I guess everyone's got stories about these guys or these families if they lived around here or whatever. I
for
guess
sure.
everyone knows about. I'm sure they probably still run it. This happened in 2005, but we didn't even talk about one of my favorite aspects of this one was they show you the scene that they show you right at the start of the first one. You know, the scene of them running in and shooting their house or whatever. They show you that scene.
I love it, but a different perspective.
And they show you, you're thinking almost that was going to be at the very end. That's like 45 minutes left, which I like that. That was kind of a twist, too, in that aspect, where it's like, oh, you have so much movie left. And that scene was fucking awesome because it's one long take, too. But yeah, I like that because I was thinking, oh, that's because when it shows you that scene at the very start of the first one, 4 hours earlier.
Right.
You think, oh, they're showing us this because that's the end of the fucking Khan family. Well, big twist.
I love that scene too because in the opening of part one, it was from the perspective of Sultan, but in part two, it was from the perspective of Fazel and his family.
Yeah, and that's only. I think that scene would even that scene was awesome, but I think it would have even been better if I watched it in one long take instead of taking a break in between. Yeah. I definitely can see how this movie was meant to be
originally made to be one whole sitting.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think that would even have been more powerful if you're sitting where you remember that scene. Because that scene was supposed to be, definitely supposed to be the scene you remember is showing you the very first. So I think it would have been. But yeah, I would like to go back and watch it. I would have to take an entire day.
You wouldn't.
But watch it for
6 hours.
But watch it in its entirety because that's definitely how it's not meant to be a break in the middle. I mean, like a break, like a 15-minute break, or but not like a days or anything. But yeah, man,
that's kind of one regret I also have.
Yeah,
as long as this whole both parts were to be able to sit down and watch it for one day, I almost wish I would have done that.
Absolutely. If the filmmaker intended it that way, then I'm sure that is the way to watch it.
Right. And I never got disinterested in either film. I was so invested. I couldn't believe it. These films are so long. At some point, you got to normally you would tune out a little bit. Not me, dude. I was just zoned in on this movie the whole time. This really is, and I don't use this word lightly. I really don't, because I don't think I've used it once or twice in the 240 episodes that we've had. But this really is a gangster masterpiece.
It is, absolutely.
I was telling you off air, this is my top 5 favorite gangster films of all time.
Oh, yeah. Well, top 10 without a doubt. Which is huge because there's probably thousands of gangster films and great ones as well. But yeah, man, this is up there with the top 10 for sure. If I ever made a top 10 list. And like you said, it probably is top 5. But I would put part 1 and part 2 as one film.
As one film.
Exactly. Yes. Even though part 2, I do think was better than part 1, I would have to say.
It was.
Just because it's fucking insane.
Insane, more violence, more character
somehow
escalation.
More violence, yeah. Somehow, but yeah, more character development as well.
Totally.
You get introduced to somehow way more characters in the second one.
But it seems like you just know the world. You know the people.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And you never get lost or anything. You never be thinking, oh, who's this guy again? I don't know. They're so distinct that it stays in your head.
And it would be so easy for a film like this to just shit the bed with that many characters and just have a terrible story, and you're confused. You're I don't know. But they do such a good job. They have so many characters, and every single one of them makes sense.
Well, yeah,
and you know enough about the
a big thing that movies do wrong is like introduce so many characters that are unneeded. You know, that don't move the story long at all. So you're thinking, well, why the fuck was this character?
Purpose?
Why was she even in here? She had she had so many scenes, but she did nothing for her story. Every character that was introduced seemed like it was moving the story along in one way or another.
Totally.
So every time you were happy to see another character, you're like, oh fuck, well, what the hell is this guy's deal now? This guy's gonna be fucking crazier than everyone.
So I got to bring up something before I forget. Let's talk about the soundtrack. Okay, so we talked about this.
Yeah, and I made a mistake. I said that it was folk, but it was based off traditional folk. I guess all the songs were made for the movie,
film.
which is nuts.
Which is awesome. Yeah. So cool.
That's like, that's fucking crazy. That's like Disney shit. Where they make songs for their own. They didn't use, I guess, any music at all, but it was all based off like traditional folk music because the soundtrack fucking kicks.
It's
a good soundtrack, dude.
So
I might
good.
listen to it after this often, but it is a really good soundtrack. But yeah, that's all I got for Gangs of Wasseypur Part 2, Mason. I would say go and watch it. It is an endeavor to take on 5+ hours of film.
It is,
but
it is more than worth it.
It's a gangster epic for sure. And all the actors, characters just work perfectly, man.
Yep.
I assume it's an ensemble. I mean, because these guys are all definitely veterans for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all I got.
All righty. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. This is our Foreign Film Fridays, Gangs of Wasseypur Part 2. We appreciate you guys watching. Be sure, if you are on YouTube, to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification for all the latest updates. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause, and until next time.
Bye.